Hi everyone, welcome to Fatafat Learning. These videos are very useful for the people who are doing short term preparation for any competitive examination related to mining. In today's Fatafat Learning video, we are going to see about a topic boring through disturbed strata. The methods of soil exploration are of three types, namely direct method, semi-direct method and indirect method. The example for direct method are trial pits and trenches. Example for semi-direct method is boring and example for indirect method is geophysical method. In today's video, we are going to see only about the important and very useful soil exploration method, that is semi-direct method, and for example is boring. When we look into the semi-direct method boring means making or drilling boreholes into the ground with a view of obtaining either soil or rock samples from a specified or known depth for exploration purpose is called boring. Types of boring method. There are four main important boring methods that are followed in mining fraternity are auger boring, wash boring, rotary drilling and percussion drilling. First, let us see in brief what is meant by auger boring and how it is done. Soil auger is a device that is useful for advancing a borehole into the ground. You can see in the image the diagram of soil auger. The soil auger is advanced by rotating it while pressing into the soil. That means while pushing into the soil itself, the auger is also rotating. In auger boring method, there are two types. One is hand operated, that can be used only for smaller depth, that is less than 3 to 5 meters only. The power driven method, it can be used for greater depth, that is up to 60 to 70 meter depth. Now let us see how the auger boring works. As soon as the auger gets filled with the soil, it is taken out and the soil sample is collected from the auger. But only disadvantage of the auger boring is that the soil obtained from this type of boring are highly disturbed. This auger type of boring is convenient for partially saturated sands, silts and medium to stiff cohesive soils. Next, we are going to see about wash boring. This type of boring method is used for exploration below groundwater table where auger boring is not suitable. This wash boring can be used in all kind of soil except those mixed with gravel and boulders. Wash boring primarily used for advancing the boreholes. Wherever the soil sample is required, the chopping bit is to be replaced by sampler. That is, whenever we need the sample to be collected, the chopping bit is to be replaced by a sampler so that we are able to get the sample from the boring. The change of rate of progress of the boring or the change of color of the sample collected of the wash water indicates that there is a change in the soil strata of the region. Now let us see in simple how the wash boring is working. As you see in the image, a casing pipe is pushed in and driven with a drop weight. A hollow drill bit is screwed to a hollow drill rod connected to a rope passing over a pulley, and the entire setup is supported by a tripod. As the name indicates, the water jet under pressure is forced through the rod and the bit into the hole. This loosens the soil at the lower end and forces the soil and water suspensions upward along the annular surface, that is a gap between the rod and the side of the hole. The suspension that has come top is led into a settling tank where the soil particle settles down and the water overflows into the sump. The water which is collected in the sump can be used for recirculation. The soil particle collected represent the exploration, that is soil type that is present in the region. In this method also, the soil sample collected represent a very disturbed sample and is not suitable for evaluation of engineering project. What they are telling that the samples collected from it is not highly advanced or it is not highly confident. We are not able to tell confidently what is type of soil present there. Next we are going to see about rotary drilling. The rotary drilling can be used in sand, clay and rocks, but the area should not be fissured. If it is fissured, we are not able to drill there. In this method, a drill bit is fixed to the lower end of the drill rod and is rotated by a power while being kept firm contact with the hole. The drill fluid is forced under pressure through the drill rod and the flushing material comes up, bringing the cuttings to the surface. In this method, even the raw core samples can be obtained instead of drill cuttings by using suitable diamond drill bits. When the soil samples are required, the drill rod is raised and the drill bit is replaced by a sampler. Next, we are going to see about percussion drilling. In percussion drilling, a heavy drill bit is suspended from a drill rod or a cable and is driven by repeated blows. So only it is called percussion drilling. Water is added to facilitate the breaking of steep soil and rocks. At suitable interval, the slurry of the pulverized material is bailed out from the holes. This method cannot be used in loose sand and is very slow in plastic clay. It is a very important point to note. The formation that we got from the percussion drilling is get badly disturbed by the impact or percussion.